Hey, my little cupcakes, I have a great story. Ballerina Swan. Here we go on our little adventure. From her pond in a city, Sophie loved to watch the dancers in Madame Myrtle's dance studio. She saw them bend and stretch and stand on their toes. She saw them spin and turn and leap. She loved to watch them dancing from her pond. This is where she was, where she could see up at the dance studio, and she loved to watch the ballerinas dance. One day, Sophie flew to the window ledge for a better look. The children stopped dancing and went to get a better look, too. Back to your bar, Madame Myrtle commanded. Sophie quickly flew back to the pond. So Sophie flew to the ledge and looked in, and all the girls ran to look at her. And Madame Myrtle said, "Back to the bar." The next time Sophie went to look, she hid in a corner. But Sophie couldn't just watch. She had to dance too. One day she gathered her courage and entered the building. Beautiful music drifted through the door. So she had been looking through the window, and one day she decided to go inside. I wonder what's going to happen to her. Hoping not to be noticed, she crept inside and joined the dancers in their exercises, a series of pliés. But she was indeed noticed. Madame Myrtle shouted, "Shoo!" in the most frightening way. Sophie, her lovely neck bowed in shame, withdrew from the room. So Madame Myrtle saw her in the dance room and said, "Shoo, get out." And so Sophie bowed her head and left. But the humiliating episode couldn't quell Sophie's love of dance. One day Madame Myrtle didn't appear for class. In her place was a young woman who looked very much like Madame Myrtle, but was younger and way jollier. Here's Sophie looking through the window and saw another teacher who looked like she was happier. The dancers all looked jollier too, and they danced lighter and higher than ever before. The music and dancing were irresistible. Sophie decided to try to take class once again. So she got up her courage and decided to try it one more time. So she's looking in. She said, "I'm going to try this one more time. Maybe they'll let me do it." When the new teacher discovered the swan in her studio, Sophie braced herself for what she thought would be coming. Here's the teacher looking on, and Sophie was afraid she was going to get shooed away again. I don't think she... Let's see what happens. But the unexpected happened. The teacher, whose name was Miss Willow, ignored that Sophie was feathered, webbed, and winged, and treated Sophie like all her other students. She even gave Sophie a helpful correction. "You're going to have to work on your turnout," she said. When it came time for grand jeté, Miss Willow said, "Fly, my children." The children jumped as high as they could, but only Sophie could fly. "That was very good," Miss Willow said to her. So look at Sophie dancing across the room. And Miss Willow said, "That was very good. That was excellent." After that, Sophie went to class every day. She learned that some things came very easily to her and other things were difficult. Because of her long, graceful neck, she was very good at epaulement. But she had wings instead of arms. Porte-bras was a challenge. Because of her webbed feet, Sophie had to work extra hard on turnout. But she was very good at grand jeté. So Sophie was learning how to dance ballet. And she could do some moves excellently, and other moves that took a lot of practice. One day, Miss Willow said, "I'm impressed by your commitment and hard work. I would like you to audition for our end of the year performance of Swan Lake." So many emotions flooded through Sophie's Evian heart: joy, hope, and fear. Sophie's heart would break if she was not cast and chosen. So Miss Willow said, "I want you to try out for Swan Lake, our ballet, Swan Lake." Sophie was afraid of not being chosen. When the day of the audition came, Madame Myrtle joined Miss Willow at the studio. A new person entered the room. The choreographer, Mr. Baletsky, demonstrated each combination which the children and the swan were required to imitate. Some of the combinations were easy and familiar, but some were very, very hard. So Mr. Baletsky came and showed them some dances, and they had to imitate it to see who was going to be chosen for the different parts. At last the time came for the roles to be announced. All the dancers were eager and fearful. Sophie was most eager and fearful of all. As she scanned the list, she didn't see her name. She read the list more carefully, so she didn't see her name. Cast list: princesses: Gail, Linda, Nina, Mary, Trista, Joanna, Barbara, Susanna. Friends: Bert, Desmond, Marshall, Gary, Henley, Eric, Bruce, Chip. Swan maidens: Pam, Cassandra, Jessica, Lindsay, Ruby, Wendy, Marjica. Palace guests: Emily, Liz, Judith, Franco, Robert, Susie, Bob, Roger. Master of ceremonies: Jacques, Clinton. Dramaturge: Grace, Von Ruthbart, Marcelo, Prince, Danil, Odette, Tallulah, Odile, Flora. So Sophie read the list of all the dancers that were chosen for the parts. Sophie walked off in deep shame and disappointment. She bowed her head low so no one would see her tears. But someone did. It was Madame Myrtle. "Why are you crying?" she asked. "Aren't you happy with your role?" Sophie looked up. "Her role? Your name is on the back of the list," Madame said. "Didn't you see it? Mr. Baletsky created a part just for you. You will be the swan." Look at Sophie, so surprised. She was chosen to be in the ballet. She's going to be the swan. For weeks, Sophie practiced and practiced and practiced. She attended every rehearsal, even rehearsals in which she didn't have a part. But when she wasn't practicing, she listened to her music and pictured her steps in her mind. Oh my goodness, look at Sophie listening to the music, practicing her steps. Miss Myrtle's helping her do her splits. She's trying everything. She is working so hard. On the day of the performance, Sophie was ready. Look at Sophie doing her magnificent ballet, and everyone's watching. The end. I hope you like that.